This is our fishbone diagram of sexual harassment here at WU. We started off looking at it from the causes would be things like drinking, drugs, maybe partying, and then we realized it could be social peer pressure. Then there's society norms where people don't want to report it because it's wrong and they feel dirty and feel unaccepted. And then we brought it down even more that it could be due to different cultural attitudes, or actually it could be just the culture here at WU, between the faculty, staff, the administration, and maybe the Monmouth community attitudes about what sexual harassment is, and if they're tired of listening to sexual harassment problems and issues. We did this we decided to stretch this idea. We started off looking at sexual harassment at just here on campus, and then we thought maybe some of our students are actually being sexually harassed even further out, like in the Monmouth and the local community. And then we realized that even if we stretch it even further, maybe it's just a lack of respect towards everyone in general. All cultures, anything that's different from our norms, we feel that it's an okay to do. We squeezed it backwards and said that sexual harassment maybe was within specific groups, like just clubs on campus, or targeting specific groups like athletics or international students. And then we even considered reducing even further, saying it's really gender specific. More women are sexually harassed versus men, and it's usually done by men. And then we squeezed it even further and said that most of the problems here really are just because they're already in relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, and forcing that situation because they're already that close together. Our scamper ideas to come up with some ideas to solve the problem ranges everywhere from emailing an activity about building relationships and making people more aware of what's going on, having psychological training, to maybe combat training here with a PE class, to creating an app that instead of using the emergency lights here on campuses, but you actually have an app that you carry along, or maybe a microchip that you get here at the school, including all the way up to, instead of having a student ID card, you would have an electronic band that has all your information on it, plus then you'd have an emergency band to contact that would be GPS locatable for the campus police. We included adding things like registering for dates, maybe having a dress code here on campus that you have to dress a certain way to go out on dates, have on-campus parties that are monitored by the campus, all the way to having actual bars here on campus, sexual parties that are it's a sex safe zone that people can go in and have sex, and it's not really considered harassment because the only way you're going to get in is actually to pay or use your student ID, and it'll allow you into that because you're a willing participant. Giving men estrogen pills so that they're not as aggressive. Having women provide WU sponsored or WU labeled condoms that say they're willing to have sex and they're consensual partners by handing out the condoms, all the way to having things like a chastity belt with an electronic passcode that only a woman that says, yes, I'm going to participate, and she gives the guy the passcode. That's pretty much it. We even considered having a WU provided escort and gigolo services here on campus, to having a WU in, so you have a safe place to have sex. That's the end of our discussion for today.